Welcome to episode 13 of the Notes Podcast. I'm here with endcreed.
What's up?
Fucking finally, bro.
Yeah.
You have been brought up so many times in this fucking podcast. And
almost every episode.
Literally almost. Actually, it might be every episode.
I think there's maybe like 3.
Yeah.
But I was like looking out for like each one when I be mentioned because I was like, damn, brought up all the time.
Yeah, literally. This is crazy. But this one is a little bit late. I usually try to do Tuesdays at like 10 a.m. Arizona time to get it uploaded. But this one's late. And I'm going to 100% blame that on this man moving in right here.
Yeah.
And also I was out of town last week a little bit. But yeah, this dude moved in
like 4 days ago?
4 days ago. And now we are roommates. And
I live here now.
Yeah. It's fucking sick. As you can see with the change of...
I'm already making it my home.
He is. But yeah, good to have you on, dude.
Dude, it's fucking great to finally be on here.
Great, for real.
Yeah, I've been waiting.
Yeah. So, let's talk about life, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So we met like in high school. It was sophomore year.
Sophomore year.
You came to the school I was at.
For like 3 months. I was there for like 3 months.
Literally. And you like just ended up, how did that end up? Anyway, I'll let you, what happened there?
I don't really know, honestly.
Because I'm trying to think of like how we became like like how did you get, because we had like our friend group pretty.
And I wasn't even in your friend group initially. I was in like a different friend group. I honestly like
no clue.
Maybe Shaman.
Might have been. Yeah. True. Shaman. Shout out Shaman.
Shout
We've
out
also
Shaman.
brought him out or up one time here too. Yeah, but might have been Shaman. That would make sense because of
He was my like when I started at that school, like the administration like was like, "Hey, this is going to be your buddy. Like you guys are going to be friends. He'll show you around and introduce you to people." So that's how I met Shaman. Is the school like mandated him to be my friend.
Okay.
I'm not even joking. That's exactly what happened. Yeah, I guess when you're new there, they like assign somebody to be your friend.
Damn.
And he must have introduced me to you guys because I remember we ate lunch together a lot.
Yeah. No, we did. I know that because we did. Yeah, we did eat lunch. It's funny just talking about school shit.
Yeah, that's how we met.
Yeah.
Fucking 2017. Yeah.
20?
No,
it would have been
2016. It was almost the end of 2016.
Yeah.
And then I left that school before 2016 ended.
Right.
Yep.
Which is crazy. And then 2017, I think the summer of 2017 is when we hung out like quite a bit, because that's when Jombly was a thing, right?
Was that when we got trespassed that summer?
Yes. Yeah. That was that summer.
It's a fun story.
Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah. I keep thinking about that, and I'm like, I wasn't even there, but I just wasn't there for the court thing. We were.
Yeah. What the fuck? Yeah. No, I had to speak to the tribal court.
That's crazy.
And nobody else did but me.
Really?
Yeah. Nobody else did. And I was just like, "Hey, dude, I'm sorry."
Bro, yeah. You tell it actually, because I feel like.
I mean, it was kind of like your idea.
It was my idea. So yeah, no.
It's like an abandoned plane yard, like 2 hours away.
It's like an hour.
And I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't drive. But it's like in the damn desert, and it was like a cool place. Derek was like writing short films back then, and he wanted to shoot it, or at least some scenes, at this dope ass like abandoned plane yard. And we were there for a while, just getting footage, chopping it up, just hanging out.
And I've also like been there 2 times before this, by the way. Like
I know people that have been there with no problem.
Right.
But maybe we like parked
it's
at
because
the wrong
I think
spot.
Yeah, and we had like 2 cars there, I think.
But
no, was it one?
Just one car.
Yeah.
But like 2-3 hours into filming, we hear exit the plane immediately. You are being detained, or like something like that in a loudspeaker. We look out and there's a cop outside.
And we were all just like 16-year-old.
Yeah, I mean,
kids.
we were all just like dumb kids, just making a little film, hanging out. And then so we exited the plane, and like we were detained in the Arizona summer, in a desert, hot as hell for maybe like an hour and a half,
Yeah.
And
Something like
we
that.
all got cited in a court date because apparently it was on native land. And we
They
were
got a
trespassing on native land.
They got a whole separate like police system and stuff.
Yeah,
too out
yeah.
there.
They have their own judicial system.
Yeah.
And so like maybe a couple months later, we had our court date at the tribal court. Derek did not go. We all had
I
to.
was out of town. I literally just looked it up and I was like, "Wait, can I just call in and then pay this?" And they were like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I mean, really, all we had to do was pay a fine because we were children.
Yeah.
But yeah, Derek was in like Colorado. The rest of us went to tribal court, still like an hour and a half out. We all had to pay like $100 or $150 fine. And then I was the only one who spoke in front of the tribal court because somebody needed to talk and nobody else wanted to. And I was like, "Hey, I'm sorry, we had no clue." And I was just like, "Hey, like my bad, we had no clue. Like legitimately, like I'm sorry for like any
Offenses.
yeah,
Like,
offenses, like stuff like that." And the judge had to take any voodoo that would have been put on us off of us because we trespassed on native land. And that was not a good thing to do. And there was like a chance we may have been like cursed or something. I don't know the term. But yeah. And that was it's a fun story.
Was a fun story. Great time back in the day. We were just doing random ass shit.
Oh, and they made us delete all the footage.
Yeah, that honestly is my bad. I feel like I should have just like low key like took the SD card out or something.
Dude, swallow it.
I probably would have gotten. They would be like, "No, like
There's no
what the
SD
fuck?"
card in this. How is there no footage on your camera
Yeah.
when you've been here for hours? Yeah,
Yeah.
nah, they would.
Yeah.
I feel like it might be even worse. That's like evidence tampering or
Right.
some shit.
Yeah. But
Who
anyway,
knows?
that was fun.
Yeah,
That was fun.
yeah.
Let's get into. But yeah, we fucking met in high school,
Yep.
and then continued from there. We only reconnected. Go and watch the whatever this is, episode 1. 'Cause
Yes.
that's, that's on my channel.
A lot
That's
of origin there.
yeah. Because that's really when we like reconnected outside or out of high school. I feel like.
Yeah.
But just go watch that. That's how that is, and the other ones low key.
And listen to Frontlines.
Yeah, listen to Frontlines.
But
yeah, just met in high school, and yeah, but music.
yeah, music.
You're fucking dope at music.
Yeah, thank you.
So how did that like come about? How did you start making music? What really was like that origin?
When I was in like freshman year, my parents were like, "Do you want to do like School of Rock?" Which is like a business that does lessons, and then people in lessons, if they want, they'll take everybody that's in lessons and teach them the same songs, and you'll do like shows as like a cover band. So I had already been playing bass and guitar for maybe 4 or 5 years at that point, but doing live music and like feeling that energy and then wanting to do it myself definitely started when I did School of Rock freshman year, and we were a fucking Tom Petty cover band.
Yeah.
But that definitely like gave me like a hunger to want to do live music. I feel like, because we were like playing dope ass venues, like a church that was turned into a venue was like the coolest one we played at. Just like really.
Where was that?
That was when I lived in Cincinnati.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna fix this camera one more time because it's pissed me off.
You're playing victim, but we both know what karma you have. And when I'm with you. Yeah.
Jamie. Okay, sorry about that. I just the fucking
Technical issues.
cameras were pissing me off, but it's okay now. But yeah, so School of Rock, Cincinnati.
Yeah. And his shit was low-key like lame as fuck. But it definitely gave me some chops for it and some hunger to want to not only play live music but write my own shit to play live. And it's kind of history from then. Me and Shaman were in a band called Jombly. That was my first band, and I think in sophomore year, and then a bit during a senior year.
So did that happen? Because Jombly happened. When did that like start? Because that wasn't while you were at school.
No, it wasn't.
Right? Because
No.
that was after, and then I know in the summer is when I got involved with filming for you guys.
I feel like it was the winter of that year, honestly, when
Okay.
we weren't officially Jombly yet, but we were like making and playing and covering music together just on
Right.
our own time, and that kind of blossomed into Jombly.
Yeah. Go look up Jombly.
You don't need to look up Jombly.
He's gonna say don't look it up, but
I'm not gonna say don't, but you don't need to. You
look
should
it up
listen to
on YouTube.
endcreed,
and
and Derek
Endcreed is
Rinsema,
a
and Drugs of
given.
Choice, and Morningstar, and dude, everybody else.
Hey, also, as of today, announced, endcreed is now in Drugs of Choice.
I'm in Drugs of Choice.
Which is a band I've talked about on here a few times. Me and Megan, and now you, and it's very
Yeah.
exciting. That's just a side note. We'll talk about that
Yeah, cool stuff.
in a little bit.
I'm
It's
excited.
really cool. It's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, so since Jombly, right? After that, what kind of was the path of the way that the music took you, or like however,
Yeah.
up until like now?
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much.
for sure.
Yeah.
Dude, I could break this all down.
Right.
So a little bit after that, I started like making my own solo music. That was kind of in the similar vein as Jombly, but it was not very good because Shaman was kind of the brains of Jombly, and I was just writing here and there and then playing live. He was really kind of the brains of that operation. But after that, I was exclusively a producer for I think 2 years because I was just like kind of fed up with that style of music. So I was making beats, making like some like wild ass. I was making like trap beats, trap metal beats, like dark trap beats, hip hop, R&B, emo rap. Like I was making like 6 beats a day for like 2 years. And then I kind of got fed up with producing just because it wasn't super fruitful for me. And when I was producing, it was under the name Wine Liar. And then after that, I started a kind of solo emo rap type project called New Mercedes. And I was New Mercedes for a year or two, maybe like a year and a half.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then something happened, and like one of my songs got like, I paid somebody for promo, and then they botted my song, and so it completely destroyed me in the algorithms as New Mercedes. So I changed my name and made a new account under diazepam, and that's when I kind of started leaning way more into not emo rap anymore, but a lot of alt rock and like grunge type stuff, and like a little emo rap, but like mainly like I made Escapism at best, one of my like my first EP as diazepam, and then I started feeling like the name diazepam was kind of corny and not very representative of me anymore. So I took my Minecraft username from 2011, endcreed.
Is it really?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I
I
don't know how I didn't even ask you about the like.
Yeah.
What the fuck? That's crazy.
I have my Minecon badge from 2012 when I went to
I
Minecon,
was
and
wondering
it says
'cause that was sitting
endcreed
out
on there.
somewhere, like,
Yeah.
Or was it in your? I don't even
Yeah,
know.
it's-
I
it's in
saw
my
that
stuff,
recently,
yeah.
like a day ago.
Yeah.
I just thought I was like, you go to fucking Minecon like
Yeah.
in the last year.
No, when I was 12 and I was
wild.
endcreed, it says endcreed and then my full
Wow.
name, and then where I lived at the time in Ohio. So I grabbed the name endcreed. Honestly, my older brother came up with it, so shout out him, because he kind of gave me the account, set it up for me. But yeah, now I've been endcreed for I think since 2 Februaries ago, and I've been sticking with this ever since. And now I've done a lot of solo shows as endcreed, but also now we mainly do endcreed shows as a band with Arvin 333, my homeboy from Ohio. Shout out Arvin for real.
Shout out Arvin for real.
We do a lot of shows.
He's gotta come out here. Like,
yeah,
soon.
he's trying to move out here. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope he
but
does.
even just
though.
to visit, bro, come through. Cause
I want him to move here.
I want
'cause,
him. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a lot of songs together, and a lot of them are kind of like pop punk or emo or alt rock. And so when we play those live, it's just like a fun ass vibe. And that's where I am now.
Yeah.
I just dropped a song I think 2 months ago called Undone. Had a lot of fun making that one.
Yeah, that one's a little more like EDM-y-ish kind of combined with your other stuff. How is that like switching between both? Because I feel like you got like a, for lack of a better genre, like a very alternative sound for half of your stuff, and the other half is kind of like dancey EDM electronic stuff. Like, does that kind of come naturally with like how you want your, flow of everything and sound to go, or are you just like, I'm making this, cool, this is dope, post?
Yeah. No, I mean, I love the feeling of I can make whatever the fuck I want and put it out, and that's still endcreed because it's me.
Right.
Because I listen to all types of music, so I want to make all types of music, it's just what it is. Some days I'm feeling, let's make some fucking dance music. Sometimes I'm like, dude, let's make some alt rock or grunge or shoegaze or whatever. It's just kind of how I'm feeling, and I love doing it.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So, like I've mentioned in the last few episodes, I kind of give credit to, at least from my perspective, you've introduced me to pretty much fucking everyone, and then
it's my favorite thing
it's
to
like
do.
you and Biz, I swear to God, there's like two. I mean, I've mentioned it and brought it up, but like you guys have really like opened me up in my mind to like two different kind of like groups of people. I don't know where I'm going with this, but but how did everyone that I know and you meet? So like Morningstar. Let's just start. We were talking about that for a second, but let's just start with Jamie.
Yeah, so Jamie, I think it's 2 years ago now that I met him. It was April 2023, I want to say. We had been asked by our homie Andrew Warren. Shout out Andrew Warren, my fucking dog. That's some. He's fire. But he asked me and Arvin 333 to come and do a show in Dallas with them. And at that show, I met Jamie. And Jamie told me he was from Tempe. Or should I say that?
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. We've been doxing everyone.
Okay, everybody's getting doxed. We're fucking burning the shit down. Yeah, so Jamie told me he was from Tempe. I was like, dude, no way. Like, I'm from Phoenix. Like, I didn't live there at the time, but that's where I was from, and we kind of bonded over that, and we were talking about doing a show for the longest time, and then it finally happened, like, I don't know, 6 to 8 months later. Mm-hmm. And it was dope, and I was coming out here from Oklahoma, driving here from Oklahoma, like every month, if not every month, every other month to do a show. And Jamie was at like 90% of those. And so we got really close through that.
Was it Andrew setting up the shows like every time pretty much? Or how did that?
Andrew set up a lot of the shows.
How was Jamie just like there every time?
Because he was close with Blissfest.
Okay. Yeah.
I think he knew them through what was at the time Vagrant Click.
Okay.
Maybe not. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, so a lot of the shows were Blissfest, and then if it wasn't, it was Internet Rage, and me and Andrew, or just Andrew, was setting it up, and Jamie was like almost always there.
Yeah. I
remember we did that show. It was June 3rd, 2 years ago. That's the one that I set up with. I financed and set up the entire thing, and you performed there.
Yeah.
Andrew Warren performed there. Dax Bailey performed there. Shout out Dax Bailey. Goat. Me and Arvin, of course. Vagrant Click performed there. I think Bliss performed there. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, so that was like our first show we did together. Yeah. And I put you on that because I was like, dude, this dude's making fire ass music. Like, I need to put him on a show. And so we made that shit happen. I don't think I charged anybody for that show.
No, I don't think so. At
And-
least you didn't charge me.
And it burned a fucking hole into my wallet.
I didn't realize that was like 100% you.
Dude.
Well,
I think it was more like 80% me.
Right.
Bliss put in a little bit, I believe, but I was down hundreds, like almost
God.
maybe $1,000
Damn.
from that show.
Yeah.
But it was a great time. I got to connect people, which I love doing. I love introducing people to each other, hoping that, you know, they'll either be friends or have some sort of meaningful connection, whether it's business or music. I love doing that so much. It like gives me purpose to introduce people to each other.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing to
that's
to
where I met,
connect people.
That's where I met Jamie, and then we didn't even like talk for a good like year. Yeah, I guess it was a year, because it was last year that you hit me up. Well, first I hit you up to do that pub rock show. That, you know, I was just thinking like, if you want to come out here, just do it, whatever. I wasn't expecting you to like want to set up a band or anything like that during that show. Was that like the first one that you did a band
Yeah, that
for?
was our first band show at Pub Rock.
Yeah, and that was like June 15th of
Yeah, and then the
year.
next month we had a show at the Nile.
Yeah.
And that was the one Jamie was guitarist for.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Well, not
no,
guitarist
it
for
wasn't.
you, but
No, like 2 months later,
yeah,
we had
that's when-
another show that I
Yeah,
drove
yeah,
down
yeah.
here for.
Yep. But the Nile show is when Morningstar was that was like the first Morningstar.
Yes,
show.
because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
played bass for Morningstar and you
Right.
drummed.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah, no, our guitarists at the time were Shaman and Turo. Shout out Turo. Fucking love that dude.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out Turo. Love him.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that was our first show as like Morningstar as a band, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, Jamie said that there was like another house show like a little bit before that where I think David from Sundried, I don't know if what else was he in? Durango.
Bahia.
Yeah. I guess he was like drumming and stuff, like one or two songs.
Okay.
for,
I didn't
at,
know
like, a
that. That's
house
cool.
show, and that was like the first like Morningstar vibe of a thing when he was like switching over.
Yeah.
To that. But yeah, that Nile one was the first. How did that come about? Did he just ask you if you know a drummer and then you recommended me, or what was that situation?
I don't know,
'Cause
dude.
I don't even really remember how that happened.
Yeah.
You're the connection through it. So
Yeah.
I'm like, it must have been.
Yeah, I
something.
know. I probably was like, yeah, I have a drummer for you. He would
Yeah.
love to do it.
Yeah.
And you did love to do it,
Yeah,
so
it
you
was
can't
fucking
argue with me
sick.
on
I
that.
can't.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool.
Yeah, and that's kind of like a recap of the past.
Yeah. No, that's.
And we've just kind of been on that same thing. Endcreed shows as a band. Now we have in the Endcreed and Arvin 333 band. When we play it as a band, Derek drums, Jamie's on guitar, and then our homie
Fucking
Aiden.
Aiden.
Our homie Aiden
Fucking
is
Aiden,
also
bro.
on guitar, and I play bass. And it's a wonderful thing. The vibes are immaculate.
Yeah.
We're all homies. It's some
Yeah.
great shit.
Other Aiden, Lipton Aiden, lead guitarist for Morningstar. Also, someone he wasn't at that first show, right?
Which one?
The one that I met Jamie at, the one that you set up.
No, I met him at a Bliss Fest, I believe.
They were saying that they met you two separately from each other. Like,
Yeah, I met Jamie, and then I met Lipton
Mhm.
outside a show, and then we went to Smoochie's house for an after party, and that was my first time meeting Lipton Aiden.
Yeah.
Shout out Smoochie. Shout out Lipton. Shouting out everybody we
Shout
mentioned.
out fucking everybody.
Everybody's fucking cool as shit. Everybody's
Yeah.
such good people. Talented as fuck. Yeah, so I met them separately, and then I found out later that they had both known each other for years and done shows together. And like, it's just shit feels so small sometimes.
Mhm.
It's a beautiful thing. Like I love shit like that when that happens. It's like, hey, I met this guy. They've known each other for 7 years. Like, dude, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Just I love how the scenes can be. I was like, kind of hate how the scenes can be, but I love when it brings people together for sure.
Yeah. Turo, explain him. For
Yeah.
A minute too.
So I've
and then I
lived.
swear I'll stop asking you.
No,
just
you're
about
no, you're
random
good.
people.
You're good.
Oh, and Aiden after that, but
Okay, yeah. No. So Turo, I've lived in Oklahoma for the past 3.5 years, and I had been introduced to my homie Miku. Shout out Evil Miku. Shouting out everybody. I like everybody's goat. And Miku invited me to a Discord server with their collective at the time, and Turo was in there, and I'd been like friends with everybody and like just cool with everybody, and Turo had mentioned that he lives in Arizona, and I was like, yo, dude, I go to Arizona like all the time. We should link up. And so Turo and Miku were in a collective together at the time, and one time when I came out here for a show, I remember I don't remember what show it was for. Maybe I was just already out here for one of the many reasons I would come out here. But Jamie did a show, and I picked up Turo from his house. I was like, dude, let's meet, and you're coming to a show with me. And so that's how I introduced Turo and Jamie. And that's the first time I met Turo, and we had met through Discord.
Yeah.
So that's
fucking crazy.
That's a beautiful thing.
It's fucking crazy.
The world is beautiful, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Aiden, the lead guitarist for endcreed and Over 333.
Yes, not Lipton. They're both named Aiden,
There's
though.
2 Aiden guitarists in
Yes.
Morningstar.
Yeah.
Figure that out, chat. Yeah, so he's been one of my little brothers. Shout out my little brother Chris. Best friends since we lived in Arizona for the second time in 2016. They went to middle school together. And I think at some point he like followed me on Instagram. I followed him back, and I saw that he was a guitarist, and he's really good.
Really good.
He's
Bro's
like
crazy.
one of the best guitarists I know, for real. And I was like, hey, dude, I need a lead guitarist. Would you mind doing that for me? And he had been a fan of John Blee.
Yeah, which is crazy. Actually, like a big
When he was like a literal tiny child.
When he was a little small child. Like
because we were 16 and they would have been like 11 years old.
Yeah, which is fucking crazy.
So yeah, he was a fan of me and Shaman's band John Blee. Back then, like
JAWMBLEY. That's how you spell that.
Yep, I came up with that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and so I was like, hey, you want to do guitar for a show? And he was like, hell yeah. And then so through that, he met everybody that's in endcreed and Over 333, and he met Jamie through me wanting Jamie to also play guitar for me or for us.
Mm-hmm. And that also was a thing. I think you were out of town and we did a rehearsal. I think that's how I met. Like when we met Aiden, I think you weren't even here.
Yeah, no,
I think
wasn't,
it was just like a show or a rehearsal that we set up, and then you came through and he was like, "What's up?" And right away he was like, "Yo, you need a ride? I'll pick you up." And it's not even him; it's his girlfriend.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, genius, smart, but not smart. Why is that the word I just said? But it was just funny.
Fucking
it was
intellectual
funny.
as shit.
Yeah.
Shout out to AC.
Yeah.
Arizona is hot, dog. It's
Yeah.
like 105 degrees at least.
For real. It's getting up there.
But yeah, I love the band. I love everybody that's in it. I love all 3 bands that I'm in.
Yeah.
Maybe soon to be 4 or 5 bands that I'm in.
Yeah.
I got a lot of music to learn. I just moved back to Arizona from fucking bumfuck Oklahoma. Fuck that place. I love Arizona. This is my home, and I'm so glad to be back.
Yeah. Glad to have you back. I think everyone is like, fuck yeah. Especially we've been talking, as much as we've been talking about it, like it's kind of constantly.
This has been in the works for like 7
literally
months
when
or
I brought up
something.
you, like the potential of you moving out here was like literally a year ago. Like when you came out for the Nile show.
Oh shit.
That's when like 9 months, I guess. But that's when like I brought everything up, and
It's 11 months.
oh shit. 10?
11. It's June.
Was it in August? Or was it in
Oh.
July? I think it was July.
No,
or was it?
I
I don't even know. It was July or August. It was summer last year.
I know
So,
in like August or July, we did like 2 shows back to back with Blissfest and with whatever As Above So Below was called
I
back
think
then.
it,
Back-to-back shows at the same venue.
yeah.
But sometime
But yeah,
around
that's
then.
when that was
Yeah,
brought up.
we've been cooking this up for a while. I just didn't
Yeah.
really tell a lot of people because I wanted to be a little mysterious about it.
And let's just mention now. He posted on his story when he came here that he bought a house.
I bought this house.
He bought
this
he bought
entire
this
house. Cost me $250,000.
Yep.
I'm in so much fucking debt.
Uh-huh.
Please donate to my Cash App, newer Mercedes.
Mm-hmm. Do it. You really should. And then I'm going to steal that money from him because this is not a house bought by I've been living here forever, but no, I just thought that was funny cuz you literally you were banned from DMs weirdly enough, and then people were just like hitting you up and they're like congratulations.
Congrats on buying a house.
We
I
bought
felt
a
so
house."
bad because I couldn't respond to anybody. But also it was like, this is kind of funny because I have no
It was
defense.
hilarious,
Like
dude.
everybody thinks I bought the house. They can think I bought the house.
Yeah, no, but
If they think I'm up, why would I be against that?
exactly. You need the Notes podcast exclusive to know that.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know.
But yeah, that's funny. It has been a long time in the works, in the making.
Yeah.
And already, dude, you've been here like a few days,
4
and
days.
how many rehearsals have we done?
Dude, oh my god.
That's crazy. Like, I guess it was really only like 2,
Yeah.
but it's been like 3-4 days.
Yeah, it's been like 8 hours of rehearsal in the
Yeah.
past 4 days. We're just already digging into it.
Yeah.
I'm just so ready to
Which
get
I fucking
into
love. I love that. Like, my appreciation for playing live now is like, so ever since picking up drums, now it's like, okay, hell yeah, like this is what I'm made to do. You know,
Right?
It's like, what the fuck? It is crazy. But we did a rehearsal for Morning Star and then a rehearsal today for my solo stuff and the first Drugs of Choice rehearsal, all 3 of us, which was dope. Yeah. You got a lot to learn. Like in terms of the songs, bro. I
music
feel
to learn, dog.
so much music to
But,
learn.
I mean, that's part of the whole thing. Like,
Yeah.
why if you're not learning this shit or wanting to, why are you doing it? You know.
Yeah.
So I'm just eager to dive back into it, start fucking chomping at it.
Yeah.
You want to talk about Star Wars?
Star Wars. Bro, I have not watched any TV shows.
Who
in
is your
a
favorite
long-ass
Jedi?
time.
At least you've watched the Star Wars.
Yeah.
movies.
Favorite
Who's your, you have
Jedi.
a favorite Jedi?
Favorite Jedi. Anakin,
Anakin.
but not like low key Episode 3 Anakin,
Dude,
which is basic as fuck. But
I just feel like in Episode 3, he's like, because it was just in theaters recently.
yeah, I
they
fucking
re-released
missed it.
and
I
me and my little
saw
brother
it,
went.
and I was
Dude,
like, that's the first movie I've ever seen in a movie theater
really?
that I can remember.
That's
yeah,
dope.
I was fucking 4 years old, 3 or 4 years old, and yeah, a
think it
crazy
came out
movie
in
to
05
bring
or
a
something.
4-year-old to low key.
I mean,
'cause
dude, it's Star
killing
Wars,
kids.
you know?
Yeah, but then
He
like,
does slaughter the
He's just-
younglings. He does slaughter the
That's
younglings.
when I was like,
But-
yes.
I mean, no, when that happened, dude, my entire theater started cheering. There was my theater was like packed out. My theater was like, yeah, and everybody was clapping when he kills all the little kids, dude. And then when like every iconic line from that movie, because there's like 20 iconic lines.
yeah.
From my point of view, the Jedi are evil. Every time something like that would happen, there were people that were like, woo, and clapping. It was so fucking
Dude, I'm
cool.
so mad I missed out on that.
It was a great
That's-
experience. But like they got the loudest when he slaughters the younglings.
That's
My
hilarious.
entire theater erupted in like cheering and clapping. I couldn't help but join in. I was like, this is like a cultural
Yeah,
moment
you
right
gotta.
here. This is where the fun begins.
Oh my God.
I don't know. That movie, it's not very good, but it's
No.
just like it's a classic.
But yeah,
Um,
that is probably my favorite in the prequels.
Yeah.
for sure.
I just,
But also, I just like all of 1 through 6 is fire.
dude, A New Hope is my favorite one.
Yeah.
It's just like what
That's 4,
it all
right?
started with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, A New Hope
and
is
just,
really good.
the
I
vibes.
appreciate each side of them for what they are. Like, you know,
Not
like
the sequels
differently.
though. Not the sequels though.
Not the sequels. Sequels
Not-
were trash.
Yeah.
I think. I feel like sequels.
That's not an unpopular
I only
opinion to
I only
have.
recently watched them too. Like I didn't even see them when they came out.
I watched them all in theaters as they were coming out.
Yeah.
7, it was like, oh my god, dude, Star Wars is so back.
Mhm.
And then 8, it was like, oh god,
Yeah.
no. And then 9, it was like, dude, stop.
Yeah.
So yeah, big Star Wars fan right here.
Mhm.
Been watching Andor. Andor's fire,
Bro, I still got all my lightsabers somewhere in this bitch.
dude.
All the old
Should have a lightsaber.
My mom's like, get rid of that shit. I'm like,
Mom,
see him like once every year, and I'm like, yeah.
your mom's like, from my point of view, the Jedi are evil. Sorry, we can talk about something else.
Bro,
Important.
it is important. Star Wars is really, really, really inspired me to make music. Star Wars did.
Really? No, dude. I just got baited in real life. What the fuck? I was like genuinely curious about that.
No. Damn.
Rocksmith on the Xbox 360, you could plug your guitar in, and it was like Guitar Hero, but with a real guitar. And that's what really got me into playing bass.
Really?
Because my older brother bought a bass and did that, and I was like, dude, I want to do that too. And so
that was before the School of Rock stuff?
dude, I was
Like,
like
how much?
11, 12 years old.
Okay.
Um,
Damn.
and so I would plug in my brother's bass into my Xbox and play whatever Avenged Sevenfold or like Radiohead shit that was on there. There's this one song called "Stay In" by Jaws that was in there, and that song has been on my playlist like ever since then because that is underrated ass song. But yeah, Rocksmith really got me into playing guitar and bass. Like it's kind of crazy how a video game really got me into that.
You want to know something crazy?
What?
So my I mentioned when your dad was here, my mom like took all the fucking home videos and stuff that we had and like converted them so that like we have them now instead
fire.
of just like tapes and shit. But Christmas when I was like 3 or 4 years old, I didn't remember this at all. It unlocked like a core memory for me. I got like this little like drum set thing that like I don't even fucking remember at all. But like it's so weird because obviously like, you know, I'm a little ass kid. I probably played with it for like however long and then just was like whatever. But the fact that I just don't remember that at all is like, whoa. And then I saw it again and I was like, wait, kind of remember this. And then called my mom and was like, was I even playing with that like at that time? This is crazy lore. And she was
I don't
like,
fucking know.
No, she said that she does remember me, and it was really annoying actually. And that's probably why when I brought up like, yeah, because I brought up like wanting to get into drums like when I was maybe in like middle school or some shit like that, and they were like, no. And I was like, yeah, fair. If that was annoying, then just can't imagine.
Do you remember Paper Jams?
No.
Yes. There was ads on like Cartoon Network for them all the time. They were, like,
I had a friend that had
plastic
one.
guitars.
Yup.
Like I had one of those when I was like 7 years old,
Really?
and like I just thought the idea of playing guitar would be cool as fuck. And,
Yeah.
like that was the closest I could get to it at the time.
Damn.
So I had a Paper Jams as a kid.
Huh. Shit. That's crazy. Dude. Shout out Paper Jams.
Shout out Paper Jams. Bring them back. Bring them back.
Actually, though, how did that shit work again? It was like you just...
It was like touch capacitive on the fretboard,
Right.
and I think it like only did one finger at a time.
Huh.
You could do either note mode or chord mode, and like
Mhm.
each fret up was like a different chord. So you'd be like up here, and it would just play like an open C. Awful. It really was not good.
Yeah.
But like it definitely gave the feeling of like playing guitar to little children, and that's cool as fuck to inspire kids to play music. Like,
Yeah.
even if the toy sucks, like you inspired somebody, and that's
Right.
that's fire. It's beautiful.
It is. I feel like a lot of kids just get like toys now, and then like their parents are just like, well, let's see if they want to fucking go into this or
Do
not.
kids even get toys?
Yes.
Do they get I thought they just get
iPad.
iPads.
You would think.
No,
but
I know.
I'm seeing toys.
My nephew gets a lot of toys.
Yeah, I work retail. See that shit fly off the shelves,
Yeah,
and I'm like,
true.
God damn.
I just gotta say, Anakin in episode 3 is insufferable. He is like so obviously evil and corrupted, and the whole time he's like, "Why won't they let me onto the Jedi Council, dude? I don't know why they won't." And like, he's like so obviously fucking evil.
Okay,
at
wait.
that
Who's
point.
your favorite Jedi then?
Luke, dude.
Luke?
Yeah, Luke's the goat.
Yeah, he's
And
the goat.
He's
but,
butchered episode 7 and 9. I don't even know why they put him in there.
yeah.
But I think if Finn from episode 7 had continued his arc, that would have created a Jedi out of him. He would be my favorite.
Yeah.
Because I love the concept of a stormtrooper turned Jedi.
Mhm.
That's the coolest thing they could have done. But I guess I hate to be basic, but Luke, just because I thought he was cool as shit when I was young.
Yeah.
Anakin, episode 1 sucks. Episode 2, it's alright.
Yeah.
Episode 3 is the best one of them, and it's still not very good.
No, listen. I don't even know. I have nothing to say. I just said listen with nothing to say. But he's got that arc, you know? It's all
yeah, no,
about the arc.
he's got a cool arc.
And then you could say, favorite Jedi, Anakin. Darth Vader was pretty sick, too. I'm not gonna lie. Not the best in the world. I feel like they could have, you know.
As a kid, I always liked Grievous. I thought he was so cool.
Yes.
And when he does the vroom, 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 vroom,
Yes.
thing, like the lawnmower
yeah.
shit, dude, that's cool as hell.
Although, low-key, I'm trying to think, because I don't even think that Anakin is my favorite. Like, he is, but he isn't. Like, I really like his story. I think that's, like, the biggest thing that I'm like, oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
but I feel
no,
like in
for
terms
sure.
of, like, the other Jedi, I remember, like, Qui-Gon Jinn had, like, a big chokehold on me as a kid.
Dude, Qui-Gon gets killed.
Yeah. Fucking Yoda! How am I forgetting Yoda? Yoda was my
Yaddle?
favorite.
Are you forgetting about
fucking
Yaddle, bro?
Yaddle.
The
fuck?
girl Yoda. She gets killed by Obi-Wan. Or no, not Obi-Wan. She gets killed by Darth Maul. Dude, Yaddle.
Where the fuck? I need to see it. What?
It's always like
Yoda's my favorite. Yoda's my favorite. I don't know how I forgot Yoda. Yoda, dead ass, all my whole life. He was a little short man, and I was like, I like this little short man.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's like me. That's what
Yeah,
you said when you saw me.
Yeah.
It's like talking to someone about Star Wars who's like more into it than you. They're like, dude, have you heard of Gob Shablinglo? Well, you don't know Gob Shablinglo? He's so important. Yeah, and then that's how Star Wars conversations sound.
Yeah.
Dude, Yaddle. Rest in peace, Yaddle.
Recipe Yaddle.
Apparently, we're getting a Ryan Gosling Star Wars movie, and gotta say,
Why?
I'm all for it.
Why and when?
I mean, why not? Apparently, the rumors are that it's gonna be like a Top Gun like movie. And he's gonna be like an X-wing pilot. Dude, that's so
I
cool.
fuck with that. No, I
That's
fuck
so
with that.
cool.
Okay, I thought it was gonna go like a whole different.
No, yeah.
Okay.
And like
No, fuck yeah.
Mia Goth is gonna play the villain.
Fuck yeah,
Dude, I hope she's like a Sith. Like I want
Yeah.
like Mia Goth Sith.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool. They
Ryan
wanted Mikey
Gosling is
Madison
such a-
originally. Dude, Mikey Madison Sith would have gone
That would've been
crazy.
crazy.
Dude,
you weren't there, but
Darth and Nora.
when we were, yeah,
I wasn't there.
yeah, you weren't there, and I was about to bring up a movie that's not her.
What's the movie?
It's fucking the Pearl trilogy or whatever the fuck.
Oh, that's Mia Goth.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we
haven't
were
seen those movies though.
when we when we went to LA, right, for the Morning Star show in LA. It was me, Lipton, and Jamie and Keon and Peyton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we were like watching these movies. Like Jamie, I think passed the fuck out, but there's like, bro, just everything that happened in that movie, I can't even really remember, but I just remember is like funny as fuck. Like she was fucking a scarecrow.
Like, why don't you
She
love
was-
me?
Yeah, it was like the funniest shit in the world. It
Yeah.
wasn't even supposed, but just the way we were watching it all together, and we were like, "What the fuck is going
Yeah,
on?"
no,
It was the funniest shit.
That's like a great thing with friends when you put on something random and you're like, what the fuck
Yeah,
is this?
we were
Yeah.
tripping, dude. It was funny. It was really funny. But Yeah, Anora. I could get into Anora.
I haven't seen Anora.
Bro,
I need to watch it.
I will watch it with you,
Dude,
if
yes,
you're
let's
down,
do it.
Because we're.
Yes.
I'm trying to watch that shit like now, low key.
Oscar Best Picture, Anora.
Yes.
Or was it Best Picture?
It was everything. It won like 4 or 5 Oscars. or some
Anora
shit.
sweep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but also I read some shit that was like. It was boasting the fact that it was like an indie movie with a small budget, blah blah blah. The amount of money, the amount of money that they fucking spent on promotion for it, and pretty much they kind of. I don't want to be like, fucking uneducated or seem uneducated or whatever, because I'm not. I'm fucking ignorant when it comes to this shit. But it sounded like they bought the Oscar with how much they like. Sent out promotion. Great movie, amazing movie. I'm won't lie about that. But like the amount, literally they just fucking promoted the fuck out of it to the people that can vote to the Oscars. Like,
I mean that's
but I might even cut that out because it's just bullshit. But
is it a good movie though?
It was a really fucking good movie. And
1 to 10. 1 to 10. Anora 1 to 10.
A 9, but like a piss me off 9. Like. Bro,
you're like, I should have made that movie.
No, well, that and like just Anora is like, we'll talk about this more. Like, it's just, man, cut because personal shit. But yeah, no, Anora is really fucking.
I feel
good.
like I'll know what you're talking about after we watch the movie.
Yeah.
Honestly.
No, you would.
Yeah. I relate to the guy in the movie because the only clip I've seen is he's like playing PlayStation or Xbox or some shit. And he's mashing the controller.
No,
I relate to him.
Yep.
It's me on Marvel Rivals.
Bro. Yeah, no, we have to watch Anora. Low-key, I'm down to watch that shit like now.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think
shout out everybody. I love everybody. Shout out you for watching.
Yes.
I love you for watching.
I love you for watching. Sorry this is late. Not that anyone really is probably even, aware of the fact that it was late or cares.
It's like the Hot Ones thing where he's like, camera there, camera there, camera there. What do you have for the people? Right.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, camera here.
Yeah.
I got a song coming out this month called Warm. Keep an eye out for it. I'm going to drop a double EP, Warm and Cold. That's going to be fire. Over here, I got other music coming out as well. More dance shit coming. I love making that shit. More sad shit coming. I love.
You've got some good unreleased shit. The shit you were showing in the car, bro. You got to figure out some shit to do with that.
Yeah. I'm trying to drop an EP. Not a 2-song EP, but like a kind of longer dance EP later this year. So keep an eye out for that. Endcreed, ENDCREED. It's in the title of this episode.
Yes, sir. Yeah, check out his stuff. New stuff coming with Drugs of Choice, eventually.
Soon.
Hopefully sooner rather than later.
Sooner than later.
Yeah. But go check out all of endcreed, all of his music.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, good to have you on.
Yeah, dude.
Appreciate you.
It's good to be back.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for watching. I love you so much.
Thanks for watching. Woo.
Buckeyes.
Yeah.
Buckeyes, stay safe out there.